Have you ever learned an alphabet from examples first and then from the theory? Because that's exactly what we're going to do today. In today's video, you will learn Czech alphabet naturally. In the first part of this video, I will be reading a Harry Potter story in my normal pace, so I really suggest you to first watch the previous video. And then in the second part, I'll guide you step by step through different Czech sounds and letters that are really specific to the Czech language. Hi everyone, my name is Teresa and welcome to my channel. So let's get started. Moje nejoblíbenější kniha se jmenuje Harry Potter a kámen mudrců. Je to kultovní kniha pro děti i dospělé. Autorka této knihy se jmenuje J.K. Rowlingová. Harry Potter je fiktivní literární postava. Harry je normální 11letý kluk, který žije se svým strýcem Vernonem, s tetou Petunií a s bratrancem Dudleym. Harryho maminka a tatínek bohužel zemřeli. Jednoho dne se Harryho život úplně změní. Proč? Protože Harry potká velkého muže Hagrida. Hagrid Harrymu řekne, že je čaroděj. Harry začne chodit do školy čar a kouzel v Bradavicích. Harry má nové kamarády, Hermionu Grangerovou a Rona Weasleyho. Všichni tři reprezentují dobro a společně bojují proti Lordu Voldemortovi, který reprezentuje zlo. Lord Voldemort chce mít kontrolu nad celým světem a Harry a jeho kamarádi ho musí zastavit. First, I would like to point out letters that are easy for you. You have them in your language or you've heard them in other languages. Would be the letter sh, which is a letter S with a little hook on it. So the sound that we make when we pronounce this letter is sh, like škola, čar a kouzel. Another example would be shock. It's an English word, right? So shock. Instead of SH, we would spell it like sh. So this is the beauty of the Czech language, that anything that you hear, you will spell it exactly the way you hear it. So whenever you hear sh, don't forget the little accent, the little hook above the S. But really don't worry if you forget it. If you say skola instead of škola, we still understand you. Now, this would be, I guess, the silent letter in opposed to its louder partner, je. So sh, je, they come in pair. Je for French speakers is very familiar, or for French-speaking audience, like žije, já žiju, I live, or he lives in this case. Život, life, right? Žít, život. Žirafa. The letter je is like in French, je m'appelle, je suis, jamais, for example. So that's the sound of the letter je. And again, so it's a Z with a little hook on it. Another letter that I'd like to point out is ch. So again, it's a letter that a sound that you're already familiar with in Spanish, so, or in Italian. Ciao, right? That's actually also a word from Italian in Czech, ciao, or mucho, like the CH in Spanish is pronounced like ch, chicos, the same ch. So it's, again, a C with a little hook on it. We call this háček, but you don't have to worry about this right now. So this is our ch. So čaroděj, čarovat, čaj, tea, kočka, cat. Also proč. Proč is also spelled with ch. So whenever you hear it, it's ch. Now let me show you three bodies that they might be confusing for especially French speakers or Spanish speakers. So whenever you have the letter C, in Czech is pronounced c. Like when you say c, like c. Jedenáctiletý. It's not jedenáctiletý, but jedenáctiletý. Celým světem, celý svět, the whole world. Short word co, what. So all this is c, not k, not k. You will pronounce the sound k, k, only when you see the letter k, like kilo, kilogram, or do. It's kultovní, kniha. Now we have the letter H, which for French and Spanish speakers and also Italian speakers doesn't exist. So it might be tricky for you, but as in English you learn how to pronounce h. I would suggest to, if you're still struggling with this, it can happen, to kind of like as if you wanted to laugh really a lot, like ha 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 ha. That would be, I guess, my suggestion. Harry Potter, of course, H. Hagrida, H. This is even more important than J, because if you omit H, then it can change the meaning of a word. So kniha, you know, it's not kniha, kniha. Now, if you combine ts and h, you will have h sound. Now, I already made a video about h, so I'm not really going into details. I really suggest to watch it on the link above. But just to give you an example of h here, chodit, to walk, chodit do školy, to go to school. Not related to the story, but monarchie, it's not monarchy, it's ch, monarchie, ch. Chrápat, to snore, for example, just on top of my head. Chyba, a mistake. Now we have a letter that will be confusing, I guess, for Spanish speakers, and it's y. So forget about ch, it will always be y, like double L in Spanish. So here we have a lot of words, ya, me, or yo, that we always use y. So here you can see nejoblíbenější, jmenuje, 11letý, bojují. So y, whenever you hear the letter J, you will think of y. You can just think of yo, yes, yo, y. That's the letter y. And now moving on to our VIP letter R that exists only in the Czech language. I already made a video about it, so I will also invite you to see the video because you've got the whole tutorial on it. But here, just to give you examples of R, we have zemřít, to die, tři, řekne. I would really focus on all of the letters that don't exist in your language, and then I would keep R till the end because these are more important to get understood than R. If, for example, we have a huge Slovak community in the Czech Republic and they don't have R, so they will just say it with R, and that's fine, we understand. By the way, also a note for French speakers, our R is very soft and pronounced at the front of the mouth, so it's R, 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 R. It's not R, R, retard, you know, it's R, very soft R. By the way, you must have noticed these complex grammar charts in Czech. Memorizing these long lists can be quite boring and you might quickly lose motivation to learn Czech. Therefore, I created the Simplified Czech Cases course, where you will master the system of Czech cases in a practical and engaging method through short stories. You will start using Czech cases in context rather than by memorizing isolated phrases. The link to my course is down in the description box. Go check it out. I'd like to also point out different diacritics. You don't have to learn all of the diacritic letters right now. That's not the point. But just to show you that as in Spanish, they also have their function. So whenever you will see on vowels this short, we call it čárka, you will see this accent. Its function is to indicate the length of the vowel. So there is a difference between a, o, or u, or e, I, right? You can hear the difference. Of course, when you'll be exposed to fast Czech or to everyday communication, it will kind of merge together, and it might be difficult for you to hear the length. But again, don't worry, there are a few words that I identically except for the accent, like bit, beat. I also made a video on that, here are the links. But most of the time, if you omit čárka, if you omit the accent or forget the hook, it's fine. From context, we know what you want to say. And also, as with the vowels, with the consonants, we also have these accents with t, d, n. These are the consonants without accents. With accents, they would be j, d, ñ. Ñ, like in Spanish, niña, fňukat, to whine about something. There is the ñ sound. You might have already heard this phrase, dobrou chuť, bon appétit. So, ť, chuť, that's not t, but that's ť, with a little accent. Ďábel, the devil, right? That's one example on top of my head. It's not dábel, it's ďábel. It's very, the purpose of these accents is to soften the word. So it's not about the length, but it's about making it softer. It's not t, it's ť, not d, but j, not n, but ñ. Lastly, there is also a special letter that's purpose is to soften the letters that precede them, and it's s háčkem, so I with a little hook, nejoblíbenější. Without the accent, it would be nejoblíbenější. So with the accent is nější. Změní, úplně změní. Without it, it would be úplné změní. But with the accent, it's úplně změní. It can appear with certain type of letters, but that's really not the point. It's just to you, again, to kind of see it, and when you see it, you can try to make the previous letter softer, but again, if you say dělat instead of dělat, it's fine. For you, what's really important is learning the other sounds that I've talked about. I was talking about the length of words. If we take kámen, stone, it's not kamen, it's kámen, right? So, some of you were right, was spelling petuní with double I, but here we would use the long I. Petuní. So whenever it's long, you will just put an accent on it. As far as the other letters are concerned, they're identical to English. I'm still referring to English because most of you are from English-speaking countries or Slavic part of the world, so it's not that difficult for you to learn Czech alphabet. So whenever you will see D, K, P, P, S, T, it's the same, it doesn't change. Same with V, it's the same thing. Volat or M, muset, it doesn't change. So when you look at this list of the Czech alphabet, we went through everything. Okay, we didn't go through Q, but we don't really have words with Q in it. It's mostly foreign words like, I don't know, Guido or status quo, I guess, but you won't really see it very often. And 3 different letters that are very familiar from your language, and in Czech they appear mostly in foreign words. F, like telefonovat, fiktivní, film. Whenever you have PH, it would be spelled like F, telefonovat. We don't have to write PH, we hear a F sound, so we will spell it with F. Same thing with G, we don't really have that many words, but on top of my head, Gabriela, goulash, that's G sound. I should also specify that whenever you see a Y letter, it's pronounced like I. 11letý, it's not 11letý, it's 11letý. Hejde má nové kamarády, not kamarádaj, but I. It's pronounced like I. And to finish, here are my tips to learn the Czech alphabet the most natural way, but on your own pace. So take time to really process the language. Listen to as many podcasts as you can, watch videos with subtitles, watch Netflix, and just see how or listen first how Czech sounds, what about the intonation, and then see how we actually spell it. And it doesn't matter if you don't understand it. For you, the focus is just to make the connection between the sound and the letter. So that would be the first thing. Just take time and have as much input as you can. I would really focus now on the letters that are foreign but at the same time exist in your language, but they're pronounced differently, like y and h in Spanish, right? Or ch. I really suggest for you to create your own list of words that you enjoy. Don't take the examples on the internet. I mean, you can, but it will be the best thing. You will learn it faster if you create your own examples. So you can just walk around your apartment and look up the words for the words around you, or you can just think of your favorite words in your own language and translate them into Czech. It doesn't really matter, play with it. But here are some suggestions, because you'll be surprised, but we have a lot of words imported from different languages, such as business, sketch, scooter, manažer, juice, weekend, žirafa. We like to spell it exactly as we hear it. Number 3, if you have a partner or a colleague at work, or anybody with whom you can speak Czech, ask them to correct your Czech in a way that, for example, you will read a short paragraph of anything, something on your phone, and you will read it out loud and they will correct you, because that's the only way that if you make a mistake, then if somebody corrects you, you will remember it. That's it for this video. I really hope that it was useful to you. If it was, please share it with your friends who might also struggle with the Czech alphabet. Let me know in the comment section what letter do you find most challenging. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Ciao!